Kimberly. I had my phone cooler around here. I don't know where it went. Oh, found it. It was hanging. That's why I couldn't see it. Hold that top. Fancy meeting you again, Scooter Mom. Yay, that's good. Hello. Gummit. And let me. How's that? What do we think about that? Or do we want to go this way? I'm from the US, said. Do we like this view? Either one? Okay. We'll try this one out and see how it works. Let me turn on the cooler on this phone because this phone gets kind of hot. All right, we'll give this a shot and see how it works. I'm a little late because Stream Elements, in order to have dual cams so that I can use both cameras, I have to set it up in OBS. And while I've played with OBS before, I haven't really spent a lot of time in OBS. You think you prefer the other one? Which was this one? That one. Yeah, because I'm going to be working in that same spot I was working last night. Move it up a little bit. Hey, Dr. Mark. Now I'm Stream Elements to get the dual cameras. I've got to set it up in OBS, which is an open operating system for streaming. It is the basis that all other streaming platforms are created from, basically. I don't know about all, but most. Oh, it doesn't? Oh, good. Because I know sometimes that creates quite a bit of between this one and the one behind me creates quite a bit of glare. There's not much I can do about that. But OBS is the basic software that most of the other streaming platforms are designed off of. And it is the very basic where you have to design everything from scratch, whereas like StreamYard and Restream, Streamlabs, a lot of them are more kind of preset. So I have to play with it some more and get more familiar with OBS, because it's literally building everything from scratch. But they have a way that I can use my phones connected to OBS through Stream Elements to be able to do all that. It's a lot, and I've been playing with it. Yes, it's a lot. It's a lot. I have to build everything basically from scratch in OBS, and so I kind of have to learn how to do that. I have the basic thought process and understanding of how it's done, but getting it done and building it all is a little bit more difficult, and that's to be able to use dual cams. But like Scooter Mom, if you're just using the one camera, then you're probably going to be okay with just using the basic Stream Elements app. But since I use dual cameras for most of my streaming, I want to have that option to be able to do that. So I have to build the scenes and build everything from scratch. Fun. So I got to figure out and learn how to do it. Yes, you weren't on last night, Kimberly. So my kids and I are going to be switching bedrooms. And that means I'm going upstairs and the kids are coming downstairs. And I have several partial projects that I need to get finished. Yeah, yeah. I like having the dual cams because I often, especially when I'm protesting, I'm usually I have somebody in a vehicle down the street, but as far as like right there, I am usually by myself. So I prefer having the extra protection of having the dual cams. So it that is kind of a necessity for me to have the dual cams to be able to stream safely. So I have to I have to figure it out. But for anybody who's just using one camera, I think the basic Stream Elements app works really well, especially if you have a questionable signal strength. The picture is amazing. Um, it it doesn't seem to lag. It doesn't seem to buffer near as much. Um, so I think for those who are just running with one camera and are looking for a very simple streaming platform to use that works, still gives you a good picture with a lower signal, I think so far from my experience, Stream Elements has been really good. Um, this project, I've only actively worked on it for maybe a total of maybe 6 or 7 hours. But I keep putting it up because I get bored with all the pink. First it was all the blue, now it's all the pink, and so I keep kind of putting it off to the side, but I need to get these partial projects done that I have, so that I can gift them and get them where they're ultimately going to end up, um, before we do this room trade with my kids. Because my husband, I don't walk as well in the wintertime when it's so cold. My body doesn't move as well, and he is worried about me trying to walk up and down the stairs in the wintertime. So he would prefer to have me upstairs and give the bigger room, since our kids are both girls and they share a room, give the bigger room to my kids. And I sat down the other night and made up a model 1/50th the size of all of my furniture and the room and everything, and made up um, a way that everything will fit in the room. So my desks, because I have two desks, actually I have two sewing tables. One is a quilting sewing machine that's inside the table, and the other one is just a basic sewing machine table. So I've got it kind of figured out of how I can make everything fit. My TV stand, my bed. I have to get a new bed. Um, both desks, my sewing machine table, all of that. So now that we have that figured out and it will all fit, this room trade looks like it's going forward. So I'm trying to get all of these partial projects done and get them to their new homes before that happens. It's one less thing that I have to move around when we do this room switch. So yeah, definitely. I just have to figure it all out. I just have to spend more time with it. Um, that's all it is. I just got to spend more time with it. But something kind of has to give, because either I'm going to have to start paying for something or keep bouncing around to streaming platforms and such, because the free version of StreamYard only allows up to 20 hours a month of streaming. And I've already almost maxed it out. So if I'm going to keep doing this, then something's got to give. I've had okay luck with Restream, which is the one I'm using tonight, except for it seems to drop a lot. So that's and I don't like that, especially if I'm in the middle of a protest. I'm not digging that. I don't want to have to worry about losing my safety net, my cameras. So I'm just playing with things, and I know a lot of these um, platforms use or are inspired by OBS, and that is completely free with no caps, no limitations, no nothing. And that's because you have to build it from the ground up. So I just need to play with it and learn it some more. Yeah, there's a lot of detail on this one. This one is actually going to it's a gift for my landlord. So I own my home, but I rent my shop space, and my landlord is Filipino. She's a doll. Um, but I know orchids and koi fish, which are right here, in many of the Asian cultures are seen as good luck symbols. And my landlord has just sold one of her business locations, one of her buildings, but she happened to also live there. So it was a motel, an older motel with a convenience store attached. Hello, my sister George. Um, but she lived at the motel in the back part of the office part. So when she sold that building, she had to move and is now living in another location. But um, I wanted to gift this to her for uh, good luck in her new home, basically. So, but I need to get it done. So it's one less thing I have to move when we do this room switch with the kids. So it is nice to have you, my sister George. So we're gonna hang out and chat like usual while I diamond paint. All right, which one was this? Number 11, which was D. And right here, where I left off. So I will eventually figure it all out. Just gonna take a bit of time to get through it all because it's a lot. And I'm also looking at potentially getting a Wi-Fi signal booster. Let's see if that helps too. Um, I was definitely down for it, Scooter Mom. Most definitely. What were your thoughts? As vague as possible. I don't want to pull too many names specific. Hey, Jules. How are you, darling? Oop, I dropped it. I am good. Had a wonderful day today. Got to snuggle with some of my babies. I got some footage that I'm going to be doing a video with for those that have pups that have grinchy feet. So that will be a project that I work on this weekend. Oh, diamond painting is very relaxing. So basically, the canvases come pre-printed. See if I can move this camera a little bit closer so you can kind of see. They come pre-printed, and then you get the code on the side here that tells you what colors to use. Grinchy feet. Oh, hold on. There we go. Yeah, grinchy feet. Yes, little tiny, tiny little diamonds. Where's my camera at? There it is. They're actually called drills because they're usually resin. But I keep it easy for you guys instead of getting into all the proper terminology. So you just basically follow the printed canvas and it tells you what color. So like it tells you what color to put where. Hey, Maya. Yes, grinchy feet. This one's a round partial. So the difference between a full drill and for those that may not know, the difference between a full drill and a full drill is everything on the painting is diamond painted, including the background. On a partial, it's just either part of the image, like my skull one that my husband did for me. So just part of the image, like that, or the main image and the background is left. So those are what's known as partials. And this one is a very large partial. Oh, God's Child's back. Hello, my dear. It is nice to see you again. Yeah, I'm a little late tonight, because I was doing some playing and working some in OBS, which is another streaming platform. Okay, I think that is all the D's for these two flowers. So, but tomorrow I probably will come on earlier and do a live. It's revolved around my grooming stuff. I have a piece of dog hair on my painting, matching that. I would never have dog hair on my painting, ever. Hi, Real Madrid. Nice to see you. All right, let's do C, which is number 10. Yeah, I'm just, I've had a few people ask me about how to kind of clean up their doggy feet and stuff like that. So I got some video today and I will be showing that. That's another reason I want to figure out OBS, because that would be kind of easy to um, upload that video into OBS and play it and talk about it as it plays instead of doing a voiceover video. I'm thinking about doing it as a live and then discussing it as the video plays. That way, if anybody has any questions, they can just ask right away. Haven't really done that yet, so I thought that that would be interesting. So I'm going to try. Yes, lots of care to make sure those folds stay dry and you don't get any yeast built up in the skin. No skin infections. It's not a guarantee that I will be able to do it, but it is on my schedule to try to do it tomorrow. Because Dusty and a couple other people have asked me questions about grinchy feet. So figured it's been on my list, but I figure I'll finally go ahead and get it taken care of. What? The Mandy McGee is in my chat. Do what? Hi, Mandy. It is an honor. Thank you for popping in. I appreciate you coming and joining. Hello, darling. Yes, I do everything I can to keep it nice and chill and relaxing. Coffee cup. Almost lost it there for a second. Oh, yeah. We just hang out and chit chat. Oh, I know how that goes. A lot of times I end up researching until my eyes get. Yes. Yes, I did. But yeah, I've been known to research till my eyes go crossed. Yeah, I got a little starstruck. Yeah, nothing but love here. These late night streams, I just try to keep it calm and cool. Which cricket? Hey, cricket, it depends on where you source them. So I have some that are super, super cheap, 10, 15 bucks. Oh no. Well, at least you've got Sinfully Good, so you can still pop in and chat. Um, some can be really, really affordable, but the canvas can be a little bit, stiffer. Like this one is a little bit stiffer. Um, and then I have some that I've paid some big bucks for. The most I've paid for a diamond painting is like $85. So it really depends on where you source them, but however much you pay, you will see the difference of quality in the product. So it just depends. Yeah. Yeah, I'm glad you have the backups because that would suck if you didn't, for sure. And you can also get all kinds of stuff, not just the flat canvases, but you can get, they have purses, they have little wall hangings, they have light ups like this one. It's a LED light up. The base lights up and then it glows through the acrylic, and they have all kinds of shapes and stuff. It's um, either plug-in or battery. Clocks, I've got like 3 different diamond painting clocks. There's all kinds of stuff that you can get diamond painting. Oh, honey, I know. It's definitely gonna take some time. I know the feeling, and it sucks, and it hurts, but we are here for you. So, um, you guys, why don't we just send some thoughts and some love over to Sin? Um, oh no, honey, I am sorry. Sending you hugs. It's definitely gonna say, mm, that's what the emergency surgery was, honey. I'm so sorry. Mm. I'm sending you lots of love. It's gonna take some time, but we're here for you. Yeah, it's not. I've seen it a few times too. It's not. Well, I've not personally seen it, but I've had clients that have gone through it, and it's rough. It is rough. I'm sorry, honey. Yeah, and that when you said that, that was the first thought that went through my mind. Um, Sin could probably explain it a little bit better than I can. She's got more of the medical background. Yeah, I can never remember the actual words, but I know what it is. And if I'm not mistaken, it's actually really common in the shepherd breeds, especially the larger shepherds. I am sorry, darling. I do not know how to say your name, so if you don't mind, is it a problem if I call you Debbie? And I will try to remember to speak slower for you. That's what I thought. Oh, honey, I'm so sorry. I wish I was closer because I would drive to Austin just to give you a hug. I really would, because that's rough. That is definitely rough. Oh, thank you, Debbie. I appreciate that. Yeah, just a little bit more. There we go. Darling, I am from the very deep South, so I talk a little funny sometimes. Ah, it will get better. It will get better. Just give it some time. Yes, I do have a little twang. It is not near as strong as it used to be unless I talk to somebody from back home, or like today, it is probably a little bit stronger today because I talked to my stepmom this afternoon. No, these, Debbie, this is a diamond painting, and this is just an extra craft that I do to help me relax. But I don't sell these when I'm done with them. I usually gift them to people in my community, or I gift them to be auctioned off for fundraisers, things like that. I have a bunch hanging at my grooming shop. Um, like I'd actually have a couple more that I need to finish for my grooming shop. I'll show you the one that what was that I missed? My dadgummit. Um, that's a good way to look at it. They've been reunited. Not just because of television cricket, although that does play a part in it, um, but also because we, as people in general, just tend to move around a little bit more. So we tend to soften our accents for that. I have actually been out of Florida since 2011, so I've lost a little bit of my accent, being gone for so long. Migration, yeah, basically. But this is one that I have for. Okay. I don't need to know about that. I'm not quite that old. I won't. I'll be 42 in September, but I'm getting there. That is for sure. I am getting there. Well, come on, catch up with what I'm doing. Yes, yes. Come on. It's taken forever. Oh, 23. So this is one of the big ones that I have um, for the shop. And the name. No, I'm not showing any tech issues. The name for this painting is called "All Dogs Go to Heaven." Now, I don't typically do angels. Um, Angels are not usually my thing, but this one, so this is what it looks like with the diamonds. So, angels are not typically my deal. Yes, yes, this one is gorgeous, but I have always loved. Okay, here I got it. I got it blown up a little bit. I've always loved this image, and the artist's name is Mandy Manzoni. Manzoni? No, that doesn't sound right. Manzano. But yeah, I love this painting. So that's one that I have, but for the shop, I just haven't done it yet. And the little puppy in the picture kind of reminds me of my Pogo Man. Um, for those that may not know, Pogo was my first service dog, and he was a miniature wire hair dachshund. So that dog in that photo or in that painting reminds me a lot of Pogo. So, Debbie, it depends on whether I'm streaming and talking or not, or if how often I get sidetracked. I've got one at the shop that only took me about 2.5 weeks. I don't sleep much at night, so that's usually when I diamond paint or craft. So that's figure a few hours a night usually. And some of the bigger ones that I have at the shop um, took me, 3 weeks. And then I have one hanging on the wall over there. So you can kind of see it's that long, dark thing. Let's see if I can turn this light so it doesn't. There we go. Right there. It's very, very long and narrow. And it is, the name of that painting is This Little Light of Mine. Yes, yes, for sure. Did you get clippings of his hair or did you have him cremated? Yes. Yeah, I live really far out in the middle of nowhere. And where I live, we only have a McDonald's. And then, um, but where I'm from, we had a KFC. Good night, Scooter Mom. I'm sure we'll see you tomorrow. Go get some rest, my dear. So I almost didn't come on tonight because I was running so far behind schedule, but I'm really glad I did. Probably won't be a 3 hour live though. That's for sure. It's a nicotine vape, Debbie. I was a cigarette smoker for 30 years and I quit last year when I had surgery and switched to the vape because with that I have a little bit more control over the nicotine content and how high the nicotine is. Um, So back in the day, it was nothing for me to smoke 3 packs a day. I was a horrible, horrible chain smoker. Um, and then, like I said, I quit smoking cigarettes last year. Um, in April of last year, switched to the vape. And with the vape, I've been using that to help me continue to go down on my nicotine content. I can't use patches because the adhesive burns my skin and I end up with blisters and sores. I can't do the lozenges or the gum that a lot of people use to quit smoking because that form of nicotine makes me sick to my stomach. So, last year I got rid of the cigarettes and switched over full time to the vape at 50, which is the level of nicotine. And I am down now to 25, so half of what I started with. And I'm just going to keep going until I can put it down completely and get rid of it completely. Yep, I can definitely tell it's not going to be a super long night tonight. My contacts are getting dry. Um, it depends. I make a lot. I am I come from an Italian family. Um, my great grandmother was straight off the boat through Ellis Island, and I had her until I was 16. She taught me a lot. I'm also Southern, so a lot of comfort food. So, yes, Italian food is good. I've been known to throw down with some homemade pasta and Alfredo sauce from scratch, grilled chicken, toss in some broccoli. Mm, yes, pizza in Italy is very, very different. Oh yeah. Now I can cook. And then just as quickly I can turn around and make you some of the best fried chicken that you've ever had with collard greens and cornbread, black eyed peas and rice. Mhm. My husband loves my collard greens. Yes. My yes. It is very different, but it is very good. I can throw down in the kitchen, but I have had to change my diet. Sorry, cricket. It literally takes me all day to make my fried chicken because you cook it low and slow so you get a good crisp on it. Mhm. Mhm. Low and slow without burning. That way you can get it cooked all the way through without burning your breading. Low and slow. And it takes me all day because I have to make so much of it because my family devours it. And I go through half a bottle of hot sauce because they put hot sauce on fried chicken. So, yeah, it is not something I make often because it is an all day process. Oh my goodness. Thank you, Debbie. I appreciate that. So you must be in the future, God's child. It is Saturday for me. Saturday, it's 12:15 at night, so um Saturday was Sunday morning, so it's 12:15 a.m. Hey Sherry. Yeah, I'm on the Pacific Standard Time. Yeah, it's Saturday night / Sunday morning because it's just past midnight Saturday night. EST? Not that I'm aware of. Because there's Pacific Mountain, and this is starting on the West Coast going east, Pacific Mountain, Central, and Eastern for the US. I don't know if there's different for further out for South America and further out for Canada, because Canada goes further out than the US does. But for the US, there's Pacific, Mountain, Central, and Eastern. There may be at BST, but not for the US. As far as I know. Because I don't know what time zone Alaska and Hawaii fall into. So the continental 48 US. So it's still Saturday right now. Yeah, we just switched over here in Nevada. Sunday. Yeah, you're in the future. Oh, interesting. Yeah, my parents grew up in Vegas. My maternal my maternal line, is from where I'm at now. They were part of the Mormon migration back in the day, and actually are one of the original founding families of the area. I didn't grow up here, so they have no idea. What? That's crazy. Nevada does, yes. It's stupid. Um, Interesting, Maya. Are you sure it was B and not P? It says PST is Pacific. That's where I'm at. Double check just to make sure, so you don't miss the time that you're supposed to meet somebody or something. Debbie, yes. It's been a long time since, it's been a very long time since I've been that desperate and that dark. It's been a very long time, but I've been there and it is rough. But making sure that you're reaching out, that you're staying connected, is a great way to help combat those feelings. And trying to see if you can get into some therapy. I'm not going to say that anybody that has those feelings absolutely has issues um, that require medication, because they don't. Um, but a good therapist, and just having somebody that you can talk to, is probably not a bad idea. So I would try to look for a therapist, and if you need more treatment than that, they can lead you in the right direction. But making sure that you don't isolate yourself and you stay connected is really a good way to start fighting against those feelings. It's hard, it's tough, but it is worth it in the end. Yes, exactly what Sin's saying. I think a lot more people have been there than are willing to admit. And I think those of us that have had those struggles, for those that are healed enough that can speak freely about what they've experienced during those times, will help and continue to work on breaking the stigma. And that's really where we got to go. That's really what we have to do. Um, like I said, it's been a very long time since I was in that place, but don't give up. It is worth it. Um, make sure you're reaching out. Make sure you're staying connected to people, even if it's online. If that's all you can manage right now, you're connected. And then definitely see if you can find a therapist. Therapists are usually, or counselors. Therapists or counselors are usually the lowest of the tier when it comes to mental health treatment. But a lot of times they're a good place to start if you're not sure where to start, especially if you're wanting to avoid medication right off the bat, or you want to minimize things like that to start with. Therapists and counselors would be a good place to get you started and give you somebody that you can talk to that understands and knows exactly what you're going through. So stay connected. Don't isolate yourself. We're here for you. Yeah, Maya, she probably converted it to a closer time. If it wasn't PST, then she probably converted for you to try to get close to your time frame. Yes, chronic pain sucks. Yeah, chronic pain. And Sin knows I'm right there with chronic pain. Um, it's a devil all its own, and it can definitely make some dark times for you for sure. Debbie, yeah. From my understanding, and I don't know how accurate this might be, um, I do, like I said, from my understanding, it's probably easier in some countries to get into and get started with a therapist or a counselor and get started there much faster than you would be uh, with a psychiatrist. So please do look into your area and see if there's somebody that you can talk to. That's a really, really good way to explain it because that's a lot of times what happens. We live with chronic pain so much that a lot of times we get to the point where we're able to ignore it. And this is actually something I explained to my doctor when he asked me um, about my pain one time. And when it's chronic, you learn how to ignore it until it tells you you can't ignore me anymore. And then it reaches out and just cripples you. That's a lot of times what happens with me. Um, it sucks. It is a devil all its own, for sure. And when you struggle with, you know, in my case, I struggle with depression and anxiety. Hey, Red. um, chronic pain a lot of times will make those issues flare up as well. Um, God's child, then that wasn't the one for you. When it comes to mental health and mental health care, sometimes you have to do a little shopping to find the right person that you click with. Now, I'm not saying that that psychologist was a bad doctor. Not saying that at all. Um, but different psychologists operate in different styles. You just need to find the psychologist that's going to operate in the style that you need, that works well with your personality and what you have going on. So don't give up. It's tough and it's hard and we don't want to do it. But when it comes to our mental health, it's important. if you need that extra little bit of help, I'm always an advocate to finding it, because the alternative is not good. So don't give up. Try a different psychologist, because you may just have to go through a couple until you find one that has the style that's going to work well for you. Cricket says it exactly. Different things work for different people. Absolutely. And psychologists, just like everybody else has, they all have their own personalities, and they present themselves, and you know their styles all differ, and what may work great for one person won't work at all for another person. So don't give up. Keep trying until you find one that has a style that's going to work well with you. Yes. That's okay, Cricket. You apparently have some um insight into it, and that was what you said was exactly what I was trying to say. So, yeah, I completely agree. Therapy is not a one size fits all. You have to find one that fits you and that you click with. It's a relationship that is not like a doctor patient, more like a best friend that you can say anything to. Absolutely. Absolutely. 100%. Yes. Debbie, that makes my heart happy to hear that you feel like that. Um, a lot of us know each other from other chats and other channels, and chat together. Um, Many of us have been talking with each other for months and months. Um, so we've built a good foundation, I think, here, and we are always open to welcoming new people. So we are definitely friends here. At least I feel that way, and I hope you guys do too. Yes, very important to find a therapist you feel comfortable with and trust. Absolutely. Absolutely. And like I said, it may take a couple of different therapists until you find one, but don't give up. In the end, it will be worth it. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. For sure. Keep on coming back. Keep coming back. Now, I don't always do diamond painting or crafting. Sometimes I do different streams. Yeah, very, very long time. Thank you, Sin. I appreciate that. I enjoy you too. I personally feel like we've created a really good core group here, and I just really enjoy the time that I spend with you guys. Yeah, it doesn't feel like it at the moment, but with help and with support, it absolutely can get better. Absolutely. Like I said, I've been there myself. It's been a long time, but I absolutely remember the days. And statistically, I shouldn't be here for some of this. Yes, we did, Maya. Yes. Um, with some of the stunts that I pulled and the throws and some of the deepest parts of my depression, um, statistically, I shouldn't be here. Um, I yes, I really try hard to make it that space for sure. Um, oh, good, Sherry. I'm glad you feel that way. That's kind of the vibe that I go for. Um, so just a little bit about me for some of you new folks. I am a two-time survivor of childhood SA. Um, it I'm just going to be frank. It damn near killed me. It damn near broke me. I, as a teenager, turned to drugs and alcohol and had a bit of a struggle with that stuff. And in the midst of that, I put myself in a lot of very bad, potentially deadly, situations. Um, it is a miracle that I am here today. Absolute miracle. Back then, I was broken. I I was angry. I was depressed. I didn't care. At 16, I would look you dead in the face and tell you I'm not going to live to see 21. And I was okay with that. I talk about that stuff because openly, because people can understand the damage that that can do to a child and how it can physically alter our brains as children. But I was able to work through that and I was able to turn that around. And here I am. I have a wonderful husband that no matter what, I can lean on. He knows everything about me. He knows everything that was done to me and what I've gone through. I've been clean for 25 years, going on 26. Um, he knows all about that. He knows all about all of that. I don't have to hide that. I have two beautiful children who are the bane of my existence at times, but they're my babies. Even though one is 15 and one is 11, my girls are amazing kids. And that's not anything that myself or their father has done. They are just amazing kids on their own. They have an uncanny level of empathy for their age. I've always been very open with my children, so they do know age appropriately about my past. I've never hidden that from them. Um, yes, yes, Sid. We have our moments. My oldest is my mini me, and we butt heads. And then turn around 5 minutes later, and she's hanging off of me, laughing and picking on me and playing. So the bane of my existence, but I love them to bits. Um, I don't take orders very well. I don't handle being told what to do. Even my own husband doesn't tell me what to do. Even even though he has a license on me and I have a license on him, he doesn't even tell me what to do. So I don't do well working for others. So I now own my own business and I work for myself. If you'd asked me where I saw my life going during the darkest time of my life, I'd have told you I wasn't going to be here. And I was okay with that. I never in a million years would think that I would ever have a chance or the opportunity to have a life that I enjoyed. Never would have pictured this for myself back then. So it's always good to have hope. Hope for something better because I'm proof that there is. Even through the darkest of times that I went through, I never could have imagined the better that was waiting for me. So, let me go back and look at some of these comments. We both have rather small channels, and we are all the small channels working together to boost each other. Absolutely. I tell you guys all the time, if you have a channel and you need time, hours or subs, at the end of every video, go in and put a comment in the comments on the video, because that way somebody can click right on your name and go straight to your profile or to your page and subscribe to your channel and make sure something else that not all of the small channels and the small creators know: create playlists. Instead of just having your videos running, create a playlist so somebody can click on that playlist and then they can just watch it through. That helps with people just being able to turn it on and go to work and let it play, or go into bed at night and just letting it play for your watch hours. Create playlists. Been here for 2 days, including today, and it is a really good space to sit and chat. I'm glad you feel that way, God's child. Has it only been 4 days, Sherry? Seems like it's been longer than that. I appreciate you being here. Same here, Maya. Small channels. I mean, I'll watch the bigger channels, but you will almost never see me chat in the bigger channels because it just moves too fast. Sherry, you feel the same way? Yep, one of us. Yes, yes. I I do want to grow my channel, but I really enjoy keeping these late night streams. Um, I just don't get as many people on these late night streams, and I enjoy that because it's I can sit and I can interact with you guys a little bit more, and I enjoy that. Yeah, everything goes so fast. I can't keep up sometimes either. And I'm a fast reader, and there's times I cannot keep up and I have to scroll back in the chat. Yes, SPTV does have a lot of really kind, empathetic people. Yes, they will always be my baby. Always my babies. Even though I want to strangle them sometimes. But there's my babies. Yep. Love them to bits, but sometimes I don't like what they're doing for sure. Yes, I love yous, but I don't love what you're doing right now. Thank you, Cricket. I appreciate that. So SPTV is, or sptv.space is a website that was created by Fluffer Squirrel UK and Z News KC. And it is a website that is a directory / resource page / informational page for people like many of us who protest Scientology. That's what sptv.space is. Thank you, Maya. That means a lot. Sometimes I don't feel strong, but I know I am. May not always feel that way, but yeah. Yep, exactly. Sin's got it right here. A group of us who support the people who have left or are leaving Scientology. And that is honestly where most of us met, is through that community. Cricket, do you know about Scientology? It very well could be the case, Debbie. Very well could be the case. Absolutely, Cricket. And I like I said, I will watch the larger channels, but I interact much more on the smaller channels. Yeah, you kind of don't have a choice if you're modding for Liz. Yeah, and the same thing, chat more in the small channels. All right, Sherry. Hi, August. So, but yeah, I do occasionally watch the larger channels. I still watch Liz, but I almost always catch her on replay instead of live. I don't watch Reese as much as I used to, simply because of timing issues. I still love the woman to bits. Oh my gosh. She still cracks me up. She's absolutely hysterical. I just don't have time to watch all of the content that she puts out anymore. You watch LA a lot? Hey, Ozan, it's been a minute since we've seen you. So, Sin, go ahead and start those playlists now, because it's a lot easier to start it from the get-go than trying to do it all at once when you have a lot of content. So if you get in the habit of doing it now, it's a lot easier to keep up on it. Like I have several videos that I have to go back and put into playlists because I've been lazy. And I think about it and it's like, I need to do that. Ugh, that's like 10 videos. I don't feel like doing it right now. So if you get in the habit of doing it now, it makes it a lot easier in the long run. Good night, my dear. So, but yeah, oh yeah, Reese is absolutely hysterical. Yeah, I've caught a couple of those little snippets here and there, and I tell you what, she is oh, thank you. Yes, this is going to be for my landlord. Yes, Cricket. That's in Carrie's chat or Carrie. Hey, Carrie Ann is the channel with 3 N's on Ann. And then I think Jenna has also started one too. Hey, Brian. But yeah, Reese is absolutely hysterical. I subscribed to her as soon as she came out. Um, so I've been with Reese from the very beginning of her channel, very beginning of her channel. Just don't get a chance to watch as much as I would like. What was that, Mo? You all good? You have a hiccup up? Okay. Yeah. Yes. Same, Brian. Same. Um, she definitely has a special place. She's one of those ones that, like I said, I've been with her since the very beginning. This is true, Sin. This is absolutely true. She absolutely um, is a master of descriptive language. Master. Yeah. We want to see Mona. Come here, Momo. My friends want to see you. Come on. Come on. And you don't like that side? You want to come to this side? Come here. Hup, 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 hup. Here she is. Okay. Oh, thank you for boops. Thank you for boops. Love you. Give my baby. Yeah, uckies. Give me uckies. No, give me your face. You got Mona. You got uckies. There we go. I got them. Thank you. I love you, babies. Love you. This is Mama's girl. I love you. Hey, no dog hair on the picture. No dog hair on the picture. It gets enough dog hair just from my clothes. We don't need to add yours to it too. Ah, yes, she is my girl. Yeah, we'll check that ear tomorrow, baby. Okay. Oh, let's take it off. Yeah, my girl. Oh, let's take it off. I love you. Are you gonna sit next to me now? She's my baby. What? You have to potty? Or no, you just went upstairs? If I hear her hit the back door. She's about 3.5 now. She was 3 when we adopted her in October. About 3.5 now. Nope, she just went to get a drink. Yeah, she's my girl. She's my service dog. For those that may not know, she is a full-blown service dog. And she is dual use. So she is a mobility aid. And then she is also a psychiatric service. So recent time we are hilarious together. Yes, they have had me laughing together. They're absolutely, it's absolute insanity. They are hilarious. Yes, yes, most definitely. Hey, Cricket, when the video's over, would you mind adding that information to the comments section for me? That way we can try to get the word out there more about Carrie Ann's book club. I would appreciate it. Yeah, they are definitely, they work really well together. Really well. I enjoy it. I absolutely enjoy. Thank you, Cricket. I appreciate it. Yeah, Mona does too, but it's not a bark. Hey, Sherry. Um, Mona doesn't bark often. She whines and cries like a seal. And all of my clients get a kick out of it because I'm constantly telling her, don't sound like a dog, not a seal. It doesn't work. But of course I have to tell her. And then she looks at me and gets all excited because I'm talking to her. And then, but she has specific, I mean, she barks, don't get me wrong. She does bark, but not often. She's not a big barker. But she definitely has different whines and different seal sounds for different things. And it cracks everybody up at the shop. She'll be, somebody will stop and, need nail clipping or something. And I'll be out front in the lobby clipping nails, and she's just steady whining like a seal. One of these days, I'm going to have to record it for you guys. Yeah. Yeah. Well, like I said, Mona doesn't bark often, but I do know what those seal sounds mean. because she sounds like a seal. One of these days, I will catch it on film when I'm recording at the shop. No, Mona is my dog's name. So when we adopted her, her shelter name was Little Tank Mama. Well, she is a tank. She's solid freaking muscle. Sorry, Cricket. No, Mona, Momo, or Mo is my dog, my service dog. But that name, Little Tank Mama, just did not suit her. Now, I typically don't change names once a dog has an existing name or an animal has an existing name, but that name did not suit her. Yes, do, Maya, do. I love funny dog sounds. I love it. It cracks me up. So we couldn't do, she responded to Mama, but my kids still occasionally call me Mama. So we didn't want to create any confusion for her being a new dog in the home if my kids called me Mama. So we spent the first probably week trying to find a name that she would react to that was somewhat similar that to something in the name that she came with. Sorry, I have dog hair across my back and it's driving me insane. And we ended up going with Mona because it was similar to Mama. And the very first time I said Mona, she perked right up and just looked at me. So Mona stuck, and that's how she got her name. George has this, he only does. Yeah, Mona has one of those Chewbacca screens too. Yes, yes. But it's probably absolutely hysterical coming out of a Chihuahua. I need to see that, Brian. I absolutely need to see that. You've got to record it and send it to me. I have to see that. I will probably die laughing. I don't know why. I don't know what it is about me that I'm just enthralled by the funny noises that dogs make. But I am. I get a kick out of it. I think it's absolutely hilarious. So any funny dog noises, feel free. My email is public. It's on my channel page. Feel free to send me any of those little shorts or clips or videos. I absolutely love funny dog noises. I love it. So absolutely send me any of those. Yes, please try. Please. I could sit here and scroll through the shorts on YouTube and just for dog videos for hours. For hours. Ah, I've killed many hours doing just that. Love how these flowers look. Hi, cold blue. I hope I said that right. It depends. Any skin conditions, excessive shedding, dry skin, dandruff, super itchy. Kind of need to know all those things before I can give you any recommendations. None of those. Okay. And and oh, you love fish. Um, come back to you, cold blue. Devi, SPTV is a genre on YouTube that is anti-Scientology. Many of us are active protesters, supporters of protesters, live streamers, contributors for, hold that thought. Okay. How did you get my personal number? I didn't. Okay. Many of us are, many in the chat are, dadgummit. I don't know why it keeps doing that to you, but you're not the only one. There's been a couple people that I've come across that have said the same thing. They have problems with their with themselves going invisible. That is weird. I still don't know what causes it though, or else I would be trying to help you figure it out. Crap. Okay. Well, I probably am not going to be on much longer tonight, so that'll help. But SP is the abbreviation that Scientology uses for those that are actively against. That means former members that have left, protesters, anybody that speaks out against Scientology is called a suppressive person, SP for short. So SPTV is a genre within YouTube that is just that, anti-Scientology. That might have something to do with it, Sin. And as with me, I'm an active protester, although not quite as often as I would like because I don't live in Vegas. The closest org is Vegas or Salt Lake, and both of them are 4 hours away. But I am very active in supporting the small channels and the small streamers that are just getting their channels off the ground that actively protest. I provide free flyers and information and printables, business cards, all kinds of stuff that is available to the entire SPTV community to use for protesting, for education, for informing the public, things like that. I do, that's kind of what I do outside of protesting. That is my contribution to the community, as well as helping small channels and new channels get off the ground with subscribers and hours and watch time. Many of us here do that. And then there is also a website. It's called SP sptv.space that you can go to that lists, it's like a directory source of streamers, protesters, resources. There's links to there's a link that will take you to my community page on YouTube that has a link for all of the flyers that are available for anybody to use. Um, the SPTV .space site has books that are former Scientologists by children that were born or raised in Scientology and have had to escape. And the books are about their experiences. There's a lot of resources on that website, but it also helps against Scientology, the fake religion cult of Scientology. Wow, I still can't believe that your doctor won't just sign off. It's as simple as writing a prescription. Literally, that's all it is. So, Devi, it's not against science, it's against Scientology. Check out the website. There's a lot of information and a lot of streamers that can give you a lot of information. Again, it's sptv.space. Yeah, it's a horrible money grubbing, human trafficking, child abusing, elderly abusing, bank and credit card fraud cult. Yeah, it's bad news. But sptv.space is the website where many of us you are stuck between a rock and a hard place. In this room, in this channel, you do what you have to do to protect yourself and your children. If that means that we will only ever always know you by a pseudonym or a fake name, that's what we do. And that's okay. That is A-okay. Thank you, Cricket. I appreciate that. Protect the children. As long as that's a healthy relationship for the children, and he's not trying to force them into Scientology. I completely understand where you're coming from. And I want you to do what you need to do to protect yourself. Even if that means that we will only ever know you by a pseudonym. That's okay. And welcome to the channel. I appreciate you being here. And then back to your questions. Because you're not you don't have to worry about any dry skin. You don't need to worry about excessive shedding or anything like that. A basic tearless shampoo with a hydrating formula conditioner, and you'll be just fine with that. Because Chihuahuas tend to have slightly drier hair. You don't want anything that's going to be super strong that would strip any of the natural oils from the coat. So since you don't have any major conditions to worry about as far as, needing medicated shampoo or anything like that, a good tearless formula will be perfect. And then, like I said, sometimes, a lot of times, Chihuahuas are known for having hair that is more on the drier side. So just a moisturizing or hydrating base conditioner will be just fine. You could look into Bark to Basics on Amazon. That's a good line. If you're here in the States, it is made here in the US in small batches for quality control to make sure that there's no big issues. Yeah, mink oil. I actually I don't use perfume or cologne at the shop. Being here in this area of Nevada, a lot of people are sensitive to scents and have allergies, things like that. Plus, most cologne and perfume is um, alcohol based or has a high alcohol content, and that can be drying to the skin and coat. Um, Also can be irritating to the skin and coat. So I don't use perfume or cologne or any of that at all. My finishing spray is a probiotic um, leave-in conditioning spray. So it's got good probiotics for the skin and coat. It's got some healthy um, oils. I forget all of them off the top of my head. When I'm at work, I could name them, but really good, healthy oils for the skin and coat. And I use that as a light mist, as a finishing spray for all of my dogs. I do not use perfume or anything like that. But the mink oil is a good one. It really does help to hydrate the coat. And when you use mink oil, it's not like dump it on them. It's like just a tiny little bit goes a very long way. And with Chihuahuas, because of the type of coat they have, a regular brush is not going to be great for their skin, but a silicone brush would work really well on that kind of coat. If they don't have that heavy, dense undercoat and they're your typical Chihuahua with the thinner, shorter coat, a really good silicone curry comb, silicone brush. They call them different names, but they're basically egg shaped, and they usually have a couple rows of just teeth, but they're not really teeth. They're just little notches along the edges of the silicone. Those work really well for the typical Chihuahua coat without irritating the skin or causing brush burn or anything like that for the coat. So I hope that's helpful. Yeah, mink oil is great for the coat because it really gets into the hair and really absorbs it into the coat. Um, Staley, yes, when it's showing, yes. Yeah, and see, that's why with a lot of the show dogs that I used to groom in Florida, um, we almost always used a tearless formula so that we weren't irritating and getting too harsh on the skin because they get bathed so often for show dogs. Oh, you are welcome, my dear. You are very welcome. Just going to finish up the diamonds that I have in this tray, and then I'm probably going to call it a night because my eyes are really dry with my contacts. Um, Maya, use like the old-fashioned yellow rubber dish gloves. Try using those if it irritates your skin. That way they come up a little bit higher. So instead of just like regular gloves that only come to the wrist, those gloves, because they're cleaning gloves, they come up a little bit higher. So that way you're protecting the bottom of your arm and everything. You might be having a little bit of reaction to something that's in it. Yes, black can be a little bit of a pain. Red. Um, if you have like a desk light or something, try putting it on your tray or angling it across, kind of from an angle over your tray. If you catch it at the right angle, like your desk lights like this one, or even a smaller version, if you catch them at the right angle, it makes it super easy. So kind of coming from a little bit, not dead across, but a little bit of an angle. No, that actually makes a lot of sense. Um, that does make a lot of sense, Maya. Um, because you can feel whether the coat is actually clean or not. So um, the other option would be to have Benadryl on hand for directly after, or take it before, and that way see if it helps to prevent a reaction. You know, an antihistamine may help with that. Oh, did that help, Red? I hope so. Yes, good light from an angle. Yes. Yeah. Mink oil is great, but it can be a bit irritating to some people. But yeah, Maya, try taking an antihistamine like Benadryl or something. Um, maybe right before you bathe them, or shortly before you bathe them, and see if that helps to either minimize or reduce or stop a reaction before it starts. Since you're like me, you have to feel the coat to make sure it's clean. Um, then try to get ahead of the reaction before it starts. See if that helps. Okay, gotta add a few more here to finish these A's. Ooh, interesting. I'm gonna have to look into that. I don't have any problems with any of the products that I use, but my oldest does have sensitive skin, and we have to be careful with her. So I'm gonna have to look into that for her. Maya, I absolutely love this light. It's a magnifier. It magnifies up to 10 times. I'm gonna turn the lights off. It's got 2 bar lights of LEDs. It's on a gooseneck with a heavy base, so I can actually move it around to wherever I need to. It works great for magnifying, for this, but then, I mean, you can see how bright that is. I mean, I love this thing. Love this light. All right, I'm gonna have to look into that for my oldest, because she does help me with bathing sometimes, and there's 1 or 2 shampoos that irritate her just a little bit. Yeah, that's what this one is. It's got I forget the size, but it's bigger than 6 inch, and it's a 10-time magnifier. It's a big boy, and that it also has, like I said, the 2 LED lights. Let's see if I can get this. You can kind of get a better picture. No, it's not. There we go. So it's oval, and then it's got, I want to say this is 5 inches across, maybe, and maybe 7 inches wide, up to a 10 times zoom or 10 times magnifier. I love this thing. It's got a super. All right, Blue. You have a good night, my dear. Back on. Um, it's got a weighted base, and the gooseneck. So half it stands, this tall. It's almost as tall as I am. I'm 5'5". Um, Half of the stand bar that comes up is solid, and then the top half is all gooseneck, so you can change it. Plus, the head turns a little bit. Yeah, friggin' love it. Out of everything I've bought outside of my desk, that is the next best investment that I made, was that light. Now, when I'm wearing my glasses, I also have a light pad underneath my painting, because this is a big painting too, that helps to light it up from the back, which helps with visibility quite a bit. All right. A's are done. It's not a lighted drafting table. It is a drafting table, but I have a fairly large, an A3, I believe, sized light pad underneath. I'll show you. So this is it's the drafting table, like a standard drafting table, and then the light pad. But it's bigger. Most light pads, yes, light pads do make a huge difference, especially for something like this when you're doing a big painting. Most light pads that you just do a search for will come back and they're letter sized. This one is or A4 size. This one is A3 size, so it's next size up. But I didn't want it to cover the whole top. I just wanted it slightly larger than the small ones. Yeah, it's kind of the same concept. So this is, let me turn that light off. So this is what it looks like with the light on. It makes it more visible from the back up. But if I were to turn it off, where's my button? There it goes. It's a little bit more difficult to see some of these, some of the letters and numbers. With the light pad on, the lighter colors, because they don't use black on all of the colors to put the symbols on there. Sometimes they use white. I've got yellow, white, and black for the symbols, the numbers and letters. So sometimes with the lighter letters and symbols, it can be a little bit harder to see them. But when you have the light pad underneath on a big project like this, it's much easier. The A4, but I regret not getting the A3 is the perfect size for doing something like this. It's bigger than the A4, but it doesn't take over, and it's not insane on the size to take up your whole desk area. You still have area around your light pad. Yeah, I can't draw that well. I can sketch a bit, basic sketching, but I'm an okay painter. I really enjoy the diamond painting. I really enjoy coloring pre-printed pictures. Really enjoy that. And I can sew like sew and crochet like there's no tomorrow. Which is another project that I have to get back to. Crocheting the mics for all the second gens. I've gotten a few out there already, and I need to get back to it, but I've been so busy, my hands. So I crochet, when I make the mics, they're made in the amigurumi style, which is a Japanese style of crochet that's, oh, that'll be cool. I've never really wanted to get too much into oils because they're not as easy to clean. I like the easy to clean. That's all right, Maya. We all learn as we go and find what works for us and what doesn't. The A4 I know works for a lot of people because it's smaller and more compact. I didn't care for it. I wanted a slightly larger one, but I didn't want a huge one. So I went with the A3. But amigurumi is a Japanese style of crochet that's worked in continuous spirals. Increasing and decreasing is what gives you the shape. And it's really tight. So it's not, it takes a lot on my hands to crochet amigurumi. And I already do a lot with my hands because of work. So I can't crochet the mics as fast as I would like. I had to take a bit of a break on that because I'm just so busy at work. My hands won't cooperate with me very well if I try to do both. So when I slow down again, probably towards the end of the summer, I'll get back to that. Yeah, sewing and crocheting, I can knit, but I'm not great at it. But sewing and crocheting was something that I picked up very young, and I've done it ever since. With sewing, I'm completely self-taught. With crochet, my mother did show me the very basic granny square. She showed me how to make it, but not how to read patterns, how to write patterns, how to do any of that. That is all. The rest of everything that I know about crochet, reading and writing patterns, everything else is all completely self-taught. Oh, excuse me. Ooh, the horses are gorgeous. We have a lot of horses around here, but I mean, I live in the country, ranches all the way around. Yeah, they still run. The Basque people are still here. Many of the sheep herder families here. Take your time. Yeah, there's no rush. No rush. But the Basque people are a group of people from Europe that came here to this area for ranching mostly and mining. And many of those families are still here, sheep herding and ranching. And there's a lot of them that are quite the artists. Quite the artist indeed. I'm not great. I can do a lot. I tell people all the time, I know enough about enough to make me dangerous, but I'm an expert in nothing except for grooming. I can groom like nobody's business because I enjoy it so much. Yes, that kind of Basque. Yes, cricket. They came to this area to build the trains that were used for the mining industry in the early days of the mining industry here. as well as many of them also turned to ranching and sheep herding in the area. And we still have a lot of those families here. Yeah, I need to get back to my other playlists and start uploading some other content with that stuff as well. All right, folks. I gotta get these contacts out. My eyes are so daggum dry. I've had them in all day long since about 8 o'clock this morning. So I am not self-taught at grooming. I when I was going to college back when I was 20, I was working a night job and going to school during the day. And then I left that job and kind of fell into bathing for a lady here locally. And that's where a lot of people start, is as bathers. You learn how to bathe the dogs properly, prep them, everything like that. And then you move into grooming, actual haircuts. So that was the first kind of apprenticeship training that I did. And then when I left my ex and went back to Florida, I ended up in the biggest shop in Polk County. Any given day, 10 to 12 groomers. And because they were more breed specific grooming, I basically did a whole nother training apprenticeship. So basically I went through 2 apprenticeships to learn how to groom. And I had 16, almost 17 years under my belt when I opened my shop. I opened my shop almost 5 years ago. And when I opened my shop, I opted to go back to school and go for my certificate for grooming, simply to legitimize the experience that I had. Now that I was working for myself, I wanted my clients to feel, what's the word I'm looking for? I wanted them to know that I was committed to, oh my goodness. Okay, yeah, I'm getting ready to get off because my eyes are so daggum dry, I can't see. Everything's fuzzy. So not much longer, Sin. But I wanted my clients to feel comfortable since I was a new business. Now, many people knew me from working at other places, but being on my own, and having my own shop, I wanted people to know and feel comfortable that I am committed to the safety of their animals and doing things properly. So when I opened my shop, I went back and went ahead and completed a school program for my certificate in grooming. Hi, graffiti bridge. You're popping in right towards the end. Um, I have not tried large dose CBD. Most of the CBD that I have done has been topical, like lotions or creams, and that seems to help a bit. Um, because of my past issues with drugs, I tend to stay away from painkillers, muscle relaxers, THC. I tend to stay away from all of that stuff. But CBD, there's been a lot of good things come out of about it lately, and it may be something that I end up trying because it's non-addictive and it does not create a high, um, which is perfect for me. Um, I'm coming up on 26 years. This December will be 26 years I've been clean, and I want to keep it that way. So I don't. All right, Sherry, we'll talk to you later, honey. Um, I don't do painkillers. I don't do anything strong like that can give you a high-like feeling. But CBD is something I've been thinking I might try adding to my medication regimen, just to see if I can get a little bit more relief from the chronic pain. So, like I said, I've had okay experiences with topicals, but it's the same with most topicals. They're not the greatest. Yeah, I don't want the high, which is one of the reasons I've stayed away from it for so long. But they've gotten much better at making sure that with CBD, it is strictly CBD. So it is something that I'm thinking about because now that it is more common and more commonplace, now they are better about making sure that the CBD does not have any of the THC in it. Yeah, mainly at night. I do okay in the morning, but the more I move every day, the worse I get. So by this time of night, I'm usually hurting so bad I can't see straight sometimes. So I get it. But it is something now that now that marijuana has become much more mainstream, they are much better at making sure that the CBD has no THC content. So it is something that I've been thinking about a little bit more. It's got something. Yeah. Yeah. See, and I'm in the same boat. I won't take that stuff. Yeah. Yeah. Your body just gets to the point where it's just not effective anymore. And that's kind of what has happened with me with the topical CBD. It's just not as effective as it used to be. And that's just because it's topical. You know what? I wish CBD and THC were legal worldwide. There's actually been a lot of benefits of even THC for some people. I just don't understand why it's not. I take that back. I know exactly why it's not, because it can be grown and it's not considered actual medicine when it should be. There's just there's just been so much more research done about marijuana and its offshoots like CBD that it really is a shame that it's not looked at more often as an alternative for people like me who don't. Okay, so I'm in Nevada, so we have recreational marijuana as well as CBD. but I've seen too many stories of people with Parkinson's, with seizure disorders, even with Tourette's syndrome, that have been aided in their quality of life with THC and CBD treatments. I just don't see why it's not an option for those that want to. I don't care, Maya. I don't care for tramadol. Tramadol doesn't work really well for me. It just makes me really sleepy. That's it. Yeah. That might be an option for you to try, just to see if it helps you. Starting with a vape. Yeah. It's I have seen so many videos, legitimate videos, not people playing, legitimate videos of people with Parkinson's, with seizure disorders, and even with Tourette's syndrome that have had an improvement in their quality of life without being doped up on all the pharmaceuticals that make them like walking zombies. I just don't understand why it's not an option for more people. Not everybody has to do it, but it should be an option. It really should. And like I said, they've gotten so much better at withdrawing the CBD and not having the THC that is definitely something I've been talking about. Yeah, Maya, I understand. I definitely understand. Um, I guess I'm just glutton for punishment, because if it's not over the counter like Tylenol or ibuprofen or Aleve or something like that, Advil, um, I don't take it at all. I have 2 prescriptions that are given to me by my doctor, um, that help tremendously. But as far as the pain, I just we took a shower of Maya. Love you, lady. Um, yeah, it's definitely worth giving it a shot, and it's definitely something I've been thinking about myself. And if I started doing the CBD, I would probably do the vape as well. So, oh, that snuck up on me. That's my cue, guys. I think it's time. We're clean now. Heck yeah. Yeah, I think that's my cue. I have got to go get these contacts out. I don't know if I'll even be able to grab them with my nails. They're so damn dry right now. So, all right. Right? I'm glad I smell better. I don't smell like wet dog. I did work today. Thank you for joining, Red. I appreciate you hanging out. But yeah, I'm calling it a night. My eyes are dry. You guys don't normally see me without my glasses on. It's almost always got my glasses on. It probably look funny to you guys not having my glasses on, having my contacts in. Yeah, we definitely do. Email me. We'll definitely connect. Yeah, probably look funny to you guys tonight. Yeah, it's time to get them bad boys out. All right, folks, I'm gonna head out. Like I said, I do have some footage that for Grinchy Feet. on dogs. And I'm going to try to get things done so I can get that live. I know I look weird without my glasses. I'm going to try to get it set up to where I can actually do that as a live, and we can talk about what I'm doing and the equipment I'm using and the technique and everything. And we can talk about that together. I'm not promising, but that is my goal for tomorrow. Doing an earlier live about Grinchy feet for the dogs. There you go. Yeah, Benadryl will knock me on my ass. It always has. All right, guys. I'll talk to you guys maybe tomorrow. That's my goal. Don't always meet my goal, but that is my goal. So I'll talk to you guys later. Y'all get some rest or enjoy your day if it's just starting. Love you guys. Talk to you later. Oh, God's child, you are absolutely welcome. I enjoy spending time with you guys. Benadryl is actually Benadryl is just an actual brand name. It's just it's an antihistamine, but it's not one of the 24-hour antihistamines. It is a 4-hour. It's a 4-hour. So it's something that a lot of people take for allergic reactions. And it's usually purchased over the counter. So like I said, it's not, the word Benadryl is actually just a brand name, but it's just an antihistamine, a fast response antihistamine. All right, guys. I'll see you guys later. Love you all. Have a good night.